Hello everyone, it's Ron from High Tech Legion, and I usually have some sort of preamble prepared here in the beginning, but I've taped these things last, and to be honest, I didn't have time to prepare to that because this has been my fastest video card review ever at 16 hours total. Of course, not factoring in all the distractions and all the administrative stuff I have to do for High Tech Legion, not even factoring in the time I had to wipe my ass, but well, to be honest, just be lucky that there's no smell-o-vision in YouTube. Well, anyway, this arrived, mysterious package arrived about yesterday around noon, but unfortunately I had a day job, so I didn't get the chance to open it and start working on it until around 6 p.m. last night. So again, 16-hour total review, and it is the PowerColor HD 7870. It is based on a Pitcairn XT GPU, so unfortunately for those Tahiti LE lovers, this is not that video card, but of course we're wondering what compelled PowerColor to create such a video card at this point in time. Well, let's just dig in and find out. With a sharp knife, we just break open the seal. We can take out the contents, whatever unholy thing is on here. Right in the middle is a devil logo, imprinted on a free mouse pad. It's actually quite thick, and it has a smooth surface on top with a rubber backing. And this appears to be a greeting card from the devil. Actually, it's nothing here. Looks like the contents just spilled out. Actually, the holder for the driver disc and the manual. And some more freebies from the Dark Lords of PowerColor, a VGA adapter. You have a mini display port to full-size display port adapter. And let's check underneath. Maybe Edward Snowden is hiding down there. Nope. So it is basically just the 7870 Devil card itself in an anti-static packaging. In the rear you get 2 DVI ports, a full-size HDMI, and 2 mini display ports. There is a CrossFire connector for upgrading in the future, and it is powered by a pair of 6-pin PCIe connectors. There's also a substantial backplate in the rear. It's quite thick. The total length of the card is 27 centimeters long, and right on top you have the custom cooler. The Devil cooling system is handled by 3 fans, 2 of which are 80mm and a single 90mm right in the center. If you'll notice, the propeller is slightly different. The 90mm one has a sort of a tapered center, while it has a wider blade in the end, while the 80mm fans have sort of a textured tip. These are actually Apistec OEM fans. The center one has a model number GA9102H, rated at 0.35 amps. And you have the pair of 80mm fans, which are the GA8102U, rated at 0.38 amps. And at the rear you have a single 4-pin PWM fan connector that powers all 3. As for the heatsink, you have exposed copper there touching the Pitcairn XT core, and you have 4 copper heat pipes, and it extends 2 of which to the set of aluminum fins right above the rear, while 2 extend to the front to the set of aluminum fins here. With the heatsink removed, we have an exposed PCB here, revealing, of course, the Pitcairn XT GPU right in the center, and a whole set of Elpida memory chips. Now you can tell the rating of the memory chips just by looking at the name. For example, here, these Elpida chips, if you look at the name there at the end, this is the -60-F. -60 means it is running at 6000 MHz DDR5 effective. At least it's rated to run at those numbers. Of course, the limitation of the 7870 is that it's rated by default at 1200 MHz. Now, the typical Elpida memory chips that are used for other non-Devil cards are the Elpida-50F, which, if you've guessed it, of course, it runs at 5,000 megahertz GDDR5 effective. This means that, of course, you should net a better memory overclock than video cards that are using that different kind of Elpida memory chip. And for, of course, speaking of overclocking, you have the Platinum Power Kit that PowerColor uses. These are unique looking chokes, and right underneath these heatsinks for the VRM. These are actually glued on top. I'm not going to risk it because I'm in a bit of rush right now finishing this review, but you have also two more chokes right there in the end. And here, right beside them, of course, another critical component is the memory controller. This is the Chill 8228G, and this allows, of course, not just voltage monitoring, but also allows you to adjust the voltage, and this should give us additional overclocking headroom. And the typical 7870 that does not have voltage control features, this one will allow us to set it up to 1.3 volts, at least with a typical overclocking software. And I would have hoped for I wish they would have included a 4-in-1 heatsink for the memory, just so it gives a little bit more temperature control for the memory chips there. But again, these are higher rated memory chips, so they should handle the load a lot better compared to the 1250 megahertz or 5000 megahertz rated ones. And that's pretty much it for this overview of the 7870 Devil. Now it's time to check out the performance. The performance is excellent, especially when overclocked. And I didn't have a 7950 on hand or had a time to do the 7950 benchmark, but when overclocked, it matches the 760. So it essentially means that it also beats a 7950 in terms of performance. And that, of course, is achievable only with good cooling, and the Devil definitely has that. It is not the quietest cooling solution I've ever tried, but the important part, especially when you're overclocking, is that the temperatures are kept in check. So that's always a good thing to have. And minor complaint that people might expect or might have, it does not have heat sinks on the memory chips, but this is not a concern, and I'll tell you why. Because these are, as I mentioned in the overview, these are rated higher chips. These are Elpida memory chips that are rated for 6,000 megahertz, rather for 6,000 megahertz effective GDDR5, which is 1500 megahertz. So that is a lot higher than the 1250, which is the standard. So it will not run hotter when you overclock it compared to those cards. Also, the VRM temperature, they have tiny heat sinks in there. It never topped beyond 60 degrees Celsius, which is far from the. I think a typical VRM will be over 100, 140, 130. Depending on the VRM stuff, but they're usually around that range. I didn't pry it open. I don't have the time because they were glued on top. They were not screwed. If they're glued on top, you essentially have to freeze it, kind of pry it slowly. And frankly, I don't have time to do all of that. As I said, this has been the fastest review I've ever done for a video card. A full review. This is not just a glorified unboxing video. It's an actual review. So. Although I didn't include any comparison numbers there, I only included Battlefield 3 and 3D Mark. I figured the time I had, that's all I could give you. But you could clearly see where the HD 7870 Devil and the reference 7870 and the overclock 7870 Devil falls in place in the current timeline. And you can actually read my full review and link below. So right now I am running on fumes. Like I'm sweating right now. It's been a long, almost a day, almost 24 hours of being awake and preparing to finish this review. And you can click on the link below. Go to hightechlegion.com to do the to read the full review. You can leave us questions or comments below. You can visit us at Facebook, facebook.com/HTLReviews. I actually man that part of High Tech Legion now. I took over. You can question me directly there, or to my own direct Facebook account. You can just type Ron Pearl, you can find me. Also, you can go to twitter.com/hightechlegion, and I think that's pretty much it. You can go to our forums, hightechlegion.com/forum, for more questions or comments. And this is Ron, once again, signing out.